everyone, it's Di here from Di's Den, and I've come here this time with a midweek project for you, as it's only a really tiny little project and I just thought I would love to show it to you. So we are going to make a box like this one here in the pink, but with a different saying on the top. But I did upstage it for my colour showcase, which is on my blog. So if you follow my blog you will see that. This is using the ornate garden dies for this one, but other than that it's exactly the same box. The box will hold 4 little chocolates. These are the ones out of the favourites, and there's like the 2 little pieces in each one. So, and I've put little diamantes on the edge of that one, and there's one only on the edge of that one. This was my prototype. This one I did with a card, as I'm going to give it as a thank you gift to someone as well. There won't be a tutorial for this card, but I will talk you through it at the end of the project so you know what you're doing of and what the sizes are. Okay, so let me show you what we need for this project, and it's not much of anything at all. So you need a piece of card that measures 7.5 by 5 1/4. And 2 pieces of card that measure 4 3/8 by 7 1/8. Now this piece here I've actually already done one, and my other one was right on the edge. This one's a bit narrower, but I got it out of that. So you need 2 pieces of card because you're going to cut 4 of these sections, and a piece of scrap, and that's all the card you're going to need. You're going to need the So Sentimental stamp set for the I Can't Thank You Enough stamp, and I'm doing this in Cajun Crage, and I'm going to use this larger of the scallop rectangles for my bases, which are here. I've cut my 4 out, as I don't bring my big shot into the screen. It's just too heavy for me to lift, so I've done that piece. And then we're going to use this one here. Oh, I can't even get that one out now. This one here for our saying, which says thank you, I can't thank you enough, which I've already done as well, but I will show you how that's done because we know we can always give an extra one to Mum. Okay, so that's that set. When we get to the other card and that, I will show you the set that I use for that. The only other thing you're going to need is some ribbon, and I've got some retired ribbon. This was from the last Christmas catalogue. It's gold in colour and it's beautiful, so I'm going to use it up. Some double-sided tape, some wet glue as well, and I'm using the champagne rhinestones, so along with that. So let's get started, and we need our scoreboard, and we're going to score our main card at 3/4 inch, 3 3/8 inch, 4 1/8 inch, and 6 3/4 inch on the long side. We're going to turn this onto the short side, and we're going to score this at 3/4 inch. Oops, put that down a bit. 3/4 inch, and we're going to turn it all the way around the other side, or we can score it at 4 1/2 inches. Sorry. So you can score it at 4 1/2 inches, or turn it all the way around and score it at 3/4 inch. Oops. So I've turned mine around so that it depends on how you feel. So that's all our scoring done. And we're now going to grab our scissors, and we're going to do a little bit of snipping. So we're going to cut on this score line here. We're going to cut up to the next score line and miter it in on the inside and the outside just a tiny bit, and we're going to do that on all 4 corners. So all 4 corners at the score line, we're going to notch it in and cut it up to that score line. And then with our 2 in the middle here, we're going to cut either side of that, and we're going to notch that in just a little bit on both sides as well. And we're going to do that on the other side as well. And that is all our cutting done. Let's get rid of my bits and pop the scissors out of the way. So our piece of card is going to look like 4 corners done and the 2 middle pieces. So now we're going to fold and burnish all our score lines. Not forgetting our middle ones at all. If we forget our middle ones, it makes it very hard when we get closer to fix them up. As I know, I did that on my very first one. So that's all our score lines done. So now what we're going to do is going to get a bit of wet glue, and we're going to pop a little bit of wet glue on these 2 corners of the outside ones and fold them in to make a box shape. Making sure that our corners are really nice and square, because we don't want it to be any other way. We're going to do all 4 corners. It's better to do the 4 corners first. I find that it's just easier all the way round. And once our 4 corners are done, we're going to just pop a little bit of glue on our 2 middle sections. And we're going to glue them to either one or the other, but not one of each. So they look like that. This will then give us a box. Oops. Let's make for that one to dry a bit more. Popping these sections here outside, we can fold one box inside the other, like so. There we go, that's our main box done. That can just sit on the side there nice and neatly now while we get on with the rest of the card. So what we're going to do first of all is we're going to bring in our tape, and we're going to, I like to just count this because we're going to be covered. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So the 9th one in here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9th one in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th one here. And is that one? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th one here. So I've just put a little mark there, which we're going to cover up and we won't see. And I'm going to find the end of my tape. And we're going to pop a bit of tape across on that angle, like so. And just chop that off. And fold that down over the edge to the inside, to the back. And we're going to do exactly the same on the other one. So along where those white marks are, just pop your piece of tape there, cut it off, and that's all we need our tape for anyway. And fold that edge under, and that one under as well. So that's nice and neatly now. And then what we're going to do is we're going to bring in our ribbon, and we're going to pop off one of the pieces of tape, pop in the bin, and we're going to just put our ribbon onto the tape and follow that line. Let's pop it on there properly and follow that line across. So we must have a ribbon that obviously is the right length. Oops, that was a bit silly, wasn't it? Put it down too hard. And chop off our ribbon. And once we've done that one, we will do the other side the same. So pop our ribbon onto the back, following the line of our tape, and over to the other side. Oops, my ribbon's got a little bit of a twist in it. There we go, that's better. And over to the other side there. This just gives the box that little bit of oomph look, I think. You know, it just gives it that more regal looking box. I'm just going to pop them down nice and tight, and then we're going to pop some more glue onto the back of this one here, making sure we get it right across the edge here, because we want to make sure, because we're going to stick another one on top of this. So we're going to grab the second one and we're going to pop this on top to sandwich that into the middle of it, making sure that it's nice and level on all the sides. So if I do that on the back, it's going to be nice and neat. And then we're going to do exactly the same with the other one. If you wish to put ribbon on the bottom, you can. I did on this one, but I wouldn't do it again. It doesn't get seen, and I don't think there's any necessity for it. So turning my scallop over so that I get the wrong side and pop together with the other, sandwich the two wrong sides together, and just making that nice and neat, and that's it. How gorgeous is that looking? What we're going to do now is, we know that that's the top of the box because of the way it's folded into one another, as you can see just there. So we're going to start by putting the bottom on. So I'm going to pop some glue onto the bottom of the box, and with the box closed, I'm going to bring in my base, doesn't matter which way up it is, and try and centralize it. So there is a stitch line on this, and if you watch really carefully, the box actually sits within that stitch line, so it has got a good way of making sure that it's, oops, let's open this box. I can't even open the box now, so I can stick it down nice and hard. So you can see where it's going to go. So getting this nice and hard in the bottom of the box here. And then we're going to pop that box down flat again, and we're going to pop some glue onto the top of the box, and we'll do exactly the same again. This time turning the ribbon over so it's not showing, and we're going to pop these two pieces of boxes together, sides together. There we go. And if we pop it on its side and just press it like this, we'll know that it's nice and even all the way around. Once we've done that, we can open the box once more and make sure that it's down nice and tight. Okay, so that's that. So we're going to put our little diamantes on here, so let's start with those. Let's get my pick tool, and I'm going to put one large one in the middle. That looks good. And one medium size either side. Let's turn that around. I find it easier to do it one from one side and one from the other. And then I'll go to the tiny ones, the smallest ones, and put one either side of that. Well, I will if I can pick it up. There we go. And that's on there like that. So that's bringing out, we've got a bit of cream card here, and I'm going to stamp in Cajun Craze, so which I have so much trouble opening this one. if you have problems, use a coin. And we're going to just stamp our I can't thank you enough onto our card. And using, that's all the stamping we're going to do. Oops, close that up. Using our this die here, we will cut it out, and voila, there we go, it's cut out. So let's pop that back in there, and we're going to pop this up onto some foam pads. I don't have any dimensions again, and my order is still in picking, my pre-order, so we will see what happens over the next week or so. But so I've just popped some foam pads on the back of this one, and we will just pop that onto the top of the card like so, and that's our box complete. How beautiful is that? I really love it. Now if you wish to do the card and you want to do it with the ornate one, we need the ornate garden set called Ornate Style with the dies, and oops, a couple of my dies have decided that they want to go walkabout in the bottom of the case. I used this die here, which is the first of the frames, and that fits on there beautifully as well as on there. So that's what I used there. Once I did that, I cut out the smallest of the rectangle scallop rectangles to go on the top of that one. I didn't do it on this one because I did that the opposite way around, and then I cut out using this die here. So oops, get in the picture, this die here and the smallest one of those. For my card, it was 6 inches by 3 inches, which is same size as this. So this is 4 inches by 3 inches. So this is 4 inches by 6 inches, scored at the 3-inch mark. Then I just cut myself 2 pieces of card that were 2 3/4 inches by 3 3/4 inches, so that I had my border around. I used my corner rounder to round the corners of that and the inside piece, stamped the inside. I cut my frame, and I put my little diamantes at the top here so that it matches the side of the box there. And that is how I did this card. So I hope you've enjoyed this one. This one I did using the Label Me Pretty set, which is now retired. So this is the Label Me Pretty punch and stamp set. But if you've got that set and you like to use it, you could put a lovely little happy birthday like that, especially for somebody in the office, or you know, someone that you work with. You just want a little gift, or they're feeling a bit down and out or under the weather. You could make that yummalicious. I thought that was gorgeous because of the fact that I put the chocolates inside. So I hope you've enjoyed today's project, and I will see you again very soon. Bye for now.